Alrighty, again, this is Diesel Weed People News, okay? Not an attorney, not giving legal advice, alright? Why? Because I'm not an attorney. That's why, people. I may say or do, my opinion-wise, but it's just my opinion. Do not take legal advice. Do your own research, okay? I never look straight forward. I always look around me to be able to protect myself by any means necessary. Study, research, paperwork, other means as well. Not going to say it out loud. All right, so let's see here. All right, this is Clark's Law Cornell. Okay, check him out. He actually has a web page, and you can try to get more information. I have not looked up his web page yet. Okay, eventually will, but I've been doing other things. Okay, capital K-I-R-K. apostrophe S, okay? Capital L-A-W, capital C-O-R-N-E-R, okay? Monday Night Law 09-26-2022, okay? So if you find this a little interesting, you can kind of type in on YouTube to get the whole picture, okay? This is about 2.5 hours, you know. I just hit and miss it through there, and because I don't have 2.5 hours to watch a video. And this enhanced the reason why I'm doing this short one, to kind of shorten it down a little bit. But I thought this part was interesting because I kind of was lazy this morning, and I was watching this while I was drinking my coffee, laying in bed. All right, before the sun come up, but couldn't sleep. But didn't want to get up and move around. Alright, old age sneaks up on you sometimes. Alright, let's proceed forward and learn something.
Okay, it was 8 USC. Okay, so now that we understand maritime jurisdiction here, any place outside the jurisdiction of any nation called America, with respect to an offense by or against a national. Trump is a national, right? Because what's the definition of a national? We're going to go over here to Title 8. Um, 1101. Definitions. Alien means any person not a citizen or national of the United States. Citizen. Where was it? 21. The term national means a person owing permanent allegiance to a state. The term national of the United States means a citizen of the United States, or B, a person who, though not a citizen of the United States, owes permanent allegiance to the United States. So you're automatically become a national when you're elected, becoming a citizen. Okay, you can't change your status to a citizen. It's an automatic thing when you become an elected official, a citizen. Citizens are those that are members who are bound. I know the 14th Amendment converted everybody into a citizen. No, that's how they enslaved us all, and that's all fraud. No, we have free inhabitants. We have the people. And then we have citizens. Those are the statuses here in America. Now, once you become elected, right? Poor flag. You become a citizen because you're become a member of the legislative, executive, or judicial branch, and you shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution. Then you become a national. But you cannot directly change your status. Well, I'm a national. No, you're an idiot. Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
For entertainment purposes. All right. Don't know enough about this. So I'm going to stay an arm length. Okay. So, there's people out there claiming they're national. All right. And I don't know the whole process of all that. Okay. So he's saying whatever he's saying. I'm arm length from it because I don't know enough about it. Okay.
Right, Diesel D's. Mike Rose should do a dirty job show on me. Yeah, it's a tough one, and somebody's got to do it. Well, let's see. Let's pull that up, shall we? Shall we do that? Where? We'll pull up the Law of Nations. Now, I want to make this clear here because the Law of Nations is international law, right? The Law of Nations. Natural Law and Enlightenment Classics, And I think, actually, this is the annotated one, but written by Emmer D. Vattel. Now, our founders wrote from this, because this is international law. The Law of Nations, or Principles of the Law of Nature, applied to the conduct and affairs of nations and sovereigns, with 3 early essays on the origin and nature of natural law and on luxury. That is the title of this book. Short title, Law of Nations, yes. But that is the full title. And yeah, I have the older version. But he started writing in 1714 and ended in 1767, the third book. Okay? Actually, 4th. Well, I don't know if he wrote the 4th book. Might have been added. I can't remember. But see, notice the timeline. 1767 when he finished. Huh. Yeah, see right here. Full title. So the Law of Nations are the principles of laws of nature. The law of nature. 1. International law. Or international law. What are we at right now? We're at war. World war. And yes, we've been at war, technically speaking, since 1863, with the Lieber Code, the first executive order. Okay? Who have we been at war with? England, our declared enemy. Yeah, the Civil War was about slavery, all right, about enslaving us all. For those who are not aware, Congress, by Congressional Act in 1845, extended admiralty jurisdiction on the land again, beyond its ancient limits. In the Declaration for the Causes and Necessity of Taking Up Arms, July 6, 1775, extending admiralty and vice-admiralty jurisdiction beyond its ancient limits. Again, 1775, and they're talking about ancient limits of admiralty and vice-admiralty jurisdiction. Again, in history, this is not the first time they've done this. World lied. But we're going to go down here to Book 1, Chapter 19, subsection 212. We're going to read the definition of a citizen under international law. Now remember, our founders pulled from this and created, that's right, created a one-of-a-kind form of government. So some things are a little bit different. You got vagrants, right? Huh, 213, there's that inhabitants. But here's 212, citizens and natives. This is also where the definition from the Constitution where it talks about that the president must be a natural-born citizen. This is where they reference that definition comes from. The tell. This is it. This is the source of law from the Constitution. Where they got it from, the verbiage of natural-born citizens. The citizens are members of the civil society bound to this society by certain duties and subject to its authority. If you're not bound by the Constitution, you're not subject to the authority of the Constitution and anything that's created under it. That's a fact, because that's all color of law made by man. We go by the rule of law. There's no further bond among men than an oath. It's a maxim of law. But the key words here...
All right, to clarify, okay, subject to its authority, all right, we the people, all right, people, we the people are the authorities. They brainwashed us and we call them servants of ours, authorities, but they're not, okay? They tricked you, misled you, and fooled you.
Here are members and bound. Okay? So when we go over here, I'm going to leave that for a second. We'll start another one. When we go to Article 6, Clause 3, what does that say? The senators and representatives before mentioned and the members of the several state legislatures and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation. Those are the citizens to support this Constitution. If you're not a...
Now, he don't clarify this, but I'm going to clarify it for you as well, okay? So they have changed the oath of office and made themselves not bound, okay? This is the reason why the judges kind of tell you that you don't bring the Constitution in my court, okay? Why? We're going to go back what I've been talking about this whole entire time. They're not filling out the Article 4, Section 101, Constitution that they shall, okay? Shall means mandatory, okay? Or must is what actually means must, okay? Shall take this oath, okay? So before any other oath, they're supposed to take the Article 4, Section 101. But they're not taking it. So they're not held responsible when they're not upholding the Constitution. Okay? So that's the reason why our courts and others are running amok. We, the people, really need to get serious about the Article 4. Right? Even Derek. Okay? He specifically says, any judge, he does it. He does the Article 4 oath. And then he puts the judge's name in there. And it's, they shall put their full legal birth name. All right. Now, if you start looking up these judges and then you look up the, what do you call it? The bar card number, okay? Their name is totally different sometimes. Matter of fact, in most times, that is actually on their desk. You know, Judge Joe Johnson, right? But when they got that bar card number, you know, it's Joseph Johnson. You know what I'm saying, right? So they changed the name. That's actually false identification. The falsifying names, right? We go to jail for that. If we give them false name, we go to jail. But it's okay for them to give a false name. Just saying, y'all. How is that okay? Falsely identifying themselves to the people, to their authorities. Just saying.
Member of one of the three branches of government, and you're not bound by this Constitution, none of it applies to you. Oh, but that's a sovereign citizens. There's no such thing as a sovereign citizen.
Back into my other videos, right? The Constitution is a stop sign, not to trespass upon your inalienable rights unless you cause harm, damage, and loss to another. Okay? The Constitution is not for us. Oh, I got a Fifth Amendment right. No, you got inalienable rights. They just have to go by these guidelines and come and trespass upon your inalienable rights.
Listen. Man is sovereign because God is the sovereign and God created mankind and God gave mankind dominion.
Gave us dominion. But you also got to sit and think. He created man after his own image, people. All right, whether you believe in him or not, let's just think outside the box, okay? Regardless of the situation, man is above government. Man created all this stuff, okay? But for argument's sake, let's go with that, right?
Over the land, the air, and the water. That's Genesis 1.
Land, air, water. Law. God's law. Okay? We're created in his image. That law has been passed to us. Okay? We are sovereign people. Men, women.
26 through 28. Now, when we're talking about the sovereign means that you're a creator. So when we're talking about the state, is the sovereign body of people, right? The people, politic.
All right, we'll go with state. All right, state in short means we the people. All right, and then the name of the state, Texas, which I'm a Texan, okay, that is country in a union. All right, Oklahoma is a different country. California is a different country. That's the reason why we have its own separate constitutions. All right, we're different countries. That being said, the 13 colonies had their own constitution, and they put their constitution in the federal constitution. Okay? So they had to comply with the 13 original constitutions, where we have freedom, all right, and sovereignty. What they did over time has been misled, right? So it's kind of like Texas Second Amendment basically says they got some type of authority over the Second Amendment. But we got to dawn and realize that even the state constitution has got to match up with the federal constitution, because that's what we contracted out to be in. Okay? And that's what the federal government basically agreed with them states, the 13 states. Okay, so we're going to protect y'all. We're going to have to go ahead and accept these guidelines, protect all the country in this union. Okay, kind of like Germany and England, right? They're in one union. We heard the break-offs and all that kind of stuff, right? But they was once in a union together. But don't you dare go to Germany and say, hey, you're part of England. And they're going to go, no, buddy. You're going to get hung. All right.
The power to make policy. Not police. It's pronounced policy. Okay? So now we can comprehend who the servants are, citizens are. They're the servants. Public servants. In the public. That's why it suits in law. And in equity, having an equitable interest in the land, pursuant to Article 3, Section 2. What it says as it is written. Nowhere does it say common law. No. Common law is the people in the private, suits between man and man.
And I hate pausing this many times, but we want to clear something up while we're here, right? Because of our Pacific Constitution, our common law is different than England, all right? Now, it started off in England as well, that we're supposed to be using, right? It's everything common to man, all right? Do not interfere with my inalienable rights unless I cause loss, damages, or harm to you, okay? That is all the law there is in common law. That's it. All right? Unless you enter a contract, then the contract's broken. Okay? A spit handshake back in the old days. Okay? That was common law. All right? He signed a contract. We made a deal. Okay? But they overpowered us with code, statutes, rules, and regulations as the lying, pandering attorneys. Okay? Not councils.
They equally participate in its advantages. Oh, wait. Would that be that emolument? Any advantage, profit, or gain received due to one's position, employment, or holding of office? Yes. The natives or natural-born citizens are those born in the country. Oh, which country? When you do a birth certificate, it's from what they call a state. It's because that's a country of parents who are citizens. Now, see, this is where I know things get a little confused, because it's going to get cleared up here in Section 213. As a society cannot exist and perpetuate itself, otherwise...
All right. I am so sorry, y'all. But sometimes I have flashbacks of my research, right? Now, in the Constitution, it does not say citizens, right, of the United States. Why? Because we are not citizens of the United States. Blank, citizens, okay? When people came over, they had to say what state, okay? Whether it's Texas or this or that, right? And you're going to become part of that area, okay? Because the Union is just a protection. It's an umbrella for all the states.
Then by the children of the citizens. Those children actually follow the condition of their fathers. This is the laws of nature, fundamentally and principally. And succeed to all their rights comes from their father. The society is supposed to desire this in consequence of what it owes to its own preservation. We're supposed to go, hey, if you're going to be the president of this place, you better be a natural born citizen, which means both of the parents had to have been born here. So if you immigrate here, it's going to take 2 generations before you can become a natural born citizen. The country of the fathers is therefore that of the children, and these become true citizens.
Okay, and again, I apologize, right? 14th Amendment. We did not need the 14th Amendment, right? Because it took 2 generations to actually become part of being a Texan, okay? Now that's just, it is what it is, right? To really, I guess, get the blood on you, okay? My generation was before we separated from England, so I have bloodline that I always have been, okay? So I am one of the people. You know, I'm not an inhabitant, okay? My father's generation, okay? I cannot be an inhabitant because I inherited of being one of the people, okay? After 2 years, become a habitant, well,
merely by their tacit consent. We shall soon see whether, on their coming to the years of discretion, they may renounce their right and what they owe to the society in which they were born. I say that in order to be of the country, it is necessary that a person be born of a father who is a citizen, for if he is born there of a foreigner, it will be only the place of his birth and not his country. Now this is where our founders went, oh, okay, but we want the free inhabitants to be citizens as well, if we read the Articles of Confederation. Inhabitants, the inhabitants, as distinguished from citizens, are foreigners who are permitted to settle and stay in the country. Bound to the society by their residence, they are subject to the laws of the state while they reside in it, and they are obliged to defend it, because it grants them protection, though they do not participate in all the rights of citizens. They enjoy only the advantages which the law or custom gives them. The perpetual inhabitants are those who have received the right of perpetual residence. These are a kind of citizens of an inferior order and are united to the society without participating in all its advantages. Their children follow the condition of their fathers, and as the state has given to these the right of perpetual residence, the right passes to their posterity. So this is where our founders went, oh, okay, so we have free inhabitants, we have the people, and we have citizens. The citizens are the public servants that are bound by the Constitution, and we're demanding specific performance, duties to perform. They have to discharge the duties of that office. The emolument.
I challenge that, right? Maybe that's the reason why they're doing sovereign citizens as a terrorist thing, right? You call yourself a sovereign citizen, but this right here, they're saying, hey, you're making claims that it's ours. You can't make this shit up. So cops could be sovereign citizens. Which means what? What are they called by their definition?
Of that office. The people are a different kind of a citizen. That's the lowercase c citizen, not a proper noun, uppercase c, citizen, civil servant, city servant. Okay? So remember, our founders wrote from this. They knew this, they read this, they already knew all this stuff, right? Because that's what they did back then. They knew the law. Because ignorance of the law is no excuse. None. You don't have to go to law school to learn the law. You're supposed to know it. So, even in the Articles of Confederation, it talks about the free inhabitants and free citizens. Right? Free people, free men. to go back, keep going on this executive orders because...
Alrighty, there we go, people. Just educational purposes only. Okay? Diesel We the People News. Bye.